Hey there, it's Mindfulness Monday, and I'm back today to talk to you a little bit about gratitude. With Thanksgiving around the corner, it's a great time to think about what we are thankful for, what we are grateful for, especially this Thanksgiving when we may not be able to gather with the people we would usually gather with. We may be we may be grateful virtually, we may be expressing ourselves in that way, and we may even be doing it in an old-fashioned way with writing. But let's talk a little bit about gratitude. Gratitude practices really seem to be a great addition to self-care as well, because there's a bunch of correlated benefits with it. It seems that we have increased positivity, we have increased happiness, lower levels of stress and anxiety, maybe even lower levels of depression, and also increases in other health behaviors. So taking better care of yourself just by practicing gratitude regularly. And so we're going to talk a little bit about some of the ways we might be able to do that. And one of the coolest things about gratitude is how it benefits everyone concerned. So it feels great when someone thanks you for something, and when they've really noticed when they express that in a detailed way. But it also feels great to give thanks. And that also is one of those practices that seems to help us as much as it helps other people. So as we express our gratitude, we focus our attention on the things we're thankful for. And we may be sharing that with other people. We may be doing that on our own in writing or in thought. But we are starting to create a more positive energy there, where we're focusing on the positive things, the things we're thankful for. And we're also become much more likely, we retrain that brain, we're much more likely, it's almost a mindfulness practice, we're more likely to notice the small positive things that we can be thankful for in our day as they happen in that moment, because we're used to looking for them. So we're going to talk about a couple ways to do some more intentional practices of gratitude. And to say thanks. First, I want to talk to you about a couple of things you might be able to do, maybe in your family. Maybe that'll be a challenge this season. But if you are with your family or roommates, there's an opportunity here for that type of thing as well. So one of the things that I like to do is, of course, a lot of us grew up doing this, right? Where we pick a time of the day, maybe it's at that evening meal, maybe it's a different time of the day, where we talk about what we're thankful for from that day. Another thing to do in the holiday season might be to make a gratitude box or a bowl or a cup or whatever. And so have something nearby, have something in your house, and also put near that maybe a pen, maybe a couple pens, and some little pieces of paper. And you can encourage people in your family or in your who pass through your orbit to write something they're thankful for and put it in there. And then you can decide to spend some evening, maybe it is part of your Thanksgiving tradition, where you actually draw them out and people take turns around the group reading what has been written. It's a lot of fun to understand what the people in your family are actually thankful for. So that is one idea that might be could be a part of one of your new traditions. Another idea is, if you are celebrating Thanksgiving with your family, especially with that immediate family you've been sheltering in place with anyway, is maybe put something on everyone's plate, put it on top of their plate, and surprise or not, maybe some people like to hear about these ideas ahead of time, but again, maybe pass around a bowl or a cup and ask them to put that pumpkin or that flower, or maybe it's a piece of origami, maybe you have somebody who likes to make crafts that they would want to put on each place, and put that into the bowl. Kind of maybe eventually you're going to have a centerpiece almost. You could keep adding as people add what they're thankful for. And so you have something that sits at the table that reminds you of that as well. So now we're going to talk a little bit about gratitude as a mindfulness practice. And so when you find your mind moving into negative thoughts, sometimes we talk about our intrusive thoughts, you're obsessing on something or what is wrong, try shifting your outlook here. And one of the ways to do that is to say thank you, to think of things you're grateful for. And maybe that seems hard on a bad day, but if you think about 3 things maybe that have happened over the past week that you are really appreciative of, could be small. You saw a beautiful sunrise, someone brought you a coffee, so a coworker helped you get through a deadline. It could be a lot of different types of things, but maybe try to come up with 3. Then also maybe think about some things you're looking forward to in the day. Maybe you're looking forward to getting home from work and having dinner. Maybe you're looking forward to taking a small break to meditate, or being able to have the time to go for a run. anything like that. So maybe thinking those types of thoughts, maybe starting with 3 and seeing how that shifts your mind. You start to look for the positive in what you're thankful for, and it kind of crowds out some of that negative. So think about that. Maybe eventually you'll be able to get to 4 or 5, and it'll become easier and easier for you. And so you might actually want to write that down. Maybe you are a person who likes paper and pen, and it might help you a couple times a week, maybe, or once a week, to write it down. And one of the things they find in the gratitude research is it's great to have a regular time to do that. It may be a couple times a week. It could be daily, but it could be a couple times a week or once a week. But what is great to do is to really go deep on that. So write down in depth what you're thankful for. A lot of description, and that really helps, according to some of the research on gratitude, really helps for that to have a bigger impact. Finally, write a gratitude letter. Say thank you to someone. You don't even have to send that letter. If you write that letter, you get a benefit. If you send it, you might make a lot more happiness as well. So whatever you do this week, take care, be kind to each other. We'll see you back here next week.